there guys, Stean PP Reviews back today with a new rank video for you. Now, as promised in my first rank video where I ranked all my Kevin Smith movies, this time I am ranking all of the Martin Scorsese movies, another one of my favourite directors. And I'm going to do two videos on this. I'm going to do, because we all know Martin Scorsese likes using the same actors in all his movies. So I've got two folk. I'm going to do one on Robert De Niro and one on Leonardo DiCaprio. So this one here will be my Robert De Niro one. So let's dive in since there is 8 of these films, and we'll start off with the same as Kevin Smith films. I like every film bar one, and this is the same as Martin Scorsese. The first one is Cape Fear. Now Cape Fear I just don't like. I really can't even get into it. I can't even watch it. And it's when Juliette Lewis appears on the screen. I really do not like Juliette Lewis. I can't stand her. Yeah, I do have a From Dusk Till Dawn thing here. She has one of the main actors in it, but I really just can't stand the woman. She's got that sort of presence about her that I can't stand. The same reason I can't watch Natural Born Killers is because of her. Kind of the same reason for this. I can't watch it just because of her. It's not a bad film. Obviously, it's a Martin Scorsese film. It's not a bad looking film. But I just can't stand the film myself. I just don't like the film. So next up is the film from 1977. This is New York, New York. Now when I said I got this, when I bought this and I said I was going to watch it, a lot of people was like, is that not the musical we've done? Is that not the musical? And I watched it expecting it to be like a musical, but with Robert De Niro. It's not. It's not musical in any way possible. It's Robert De Niro playing saxophone. And with as he plays saxophone in this sort of jazzy band and like clubs and stuff after I think it's during the Second War, and it's all about him and this woman who he falls in love with. She's a singer, he's a saxophonist, and it's not really a musical. Yeah, there's songs in it. Yeah, you see them playing the instruments. It's because that's their career. It wouldn't make sense unless you've seen them doing their career. And that's what the film's all about. It's about them finding how to love each other whilst being in this career that they're doing. And that's why I like the film. The film was very good. I really liked it. And if you've been put off by the stigma of it being called a musical, go give it a try because it is a really good film. It's not really a musical. Next up is the only one on this list I don't own on Blu-ray at the moment. This is the film from 1973. It's the very first appearance with Martin Scorsese and Robert De Niro. This is Mean Streets. So yeah, as I said, it's the only one I don't own on Blu-ray at the moment. It's just been re-released, I need to pick up soon. But yeah, this is a film that it's not great. In any way possible, it's not a great film. This was when Martin Scorsese was just learning how to do things. And if you watch this film, I was lucky enough to watch Mean Streets after I'd watched every other film. Like I'd watched Goodfellas, Taxi Driver, Casino, all those other big. I even seen most of Leonardo DiCaprio films at this point with Martin Scorsese, Robert De Niro, and I've seen all those. I've seen every film that Scorsese had done up to this point, and so watching it when I finally sat down and watched it and I looked through it, you can see him doing it. So there's like the cabana scenes being sort of the one-shot cabana scenes sort of done in this film. Not done as great and not done as memorable, but it's done in this film. You can see him learning, and that's the reason I like this film so much. That's the reason I give this film a watch now and again, because it reminds me, shows like Martin Scorsese, even though he's this great director, he came from somewhere. He came from learning his craft and chugged out film after film after film, and ended up making some of the great films that we all remember today. If it wasn't for these little films like Mean Streets, we wouldn't have things like Goodfellas. Next up is the film from 1982. This is King of Comedy. This film is crazy. This is one of my favourite Robert De Niro films of all time, actually. It's not, if it was just a Robert De Niro film, this would be higher up the list, but in the number 5. But this performance by him is just nuts. And really, if it wasn't for De Niro and Scorsese together in this film, I think this film could have probably not came across as well as it did, because it's just those two going together and making this character so psychotic that you actually feel sorry for him. You feel you agree with what he's doing. You think what he's doing is right, even though in all honesty it's not right at all. He kidnaps a man just to get on air, just to let his stick be shown on air, and you feel sorry for him. Up until the end of the film, you still feel sorry for him, but he's a completely not a psychopath. But you feel it's just that way where if it wasn't for these people together, you probably wouldn't feel the same way. You probably just think, well, he's a psychopath, he deserves to. What happens to him then deserves to happen to him. But in this, and with these two people acting, you still feel, you see him how it ends, you're like, well, that's kind of sad. I wanted him to do better. But yeah, anyway, let's move on to number 4 on the list. This is getting down to the nitty gritty. This is getting some of the best films of all time. Raging Bull is up next. This is 1980s. This is Robert De Niro being Ray LaMotta, based on a true story, this one, of him being the boxer. So this is like, if you take Rocky, throw it out the window because it's rubbish, and watch this film. This is what this is. This is like a real version of Rocky, but not over the top, not silly. This is just, it shows that real boxers actually get hit in the head that much that they end up just losing a part of their sanity over and over again. And it's shown very well in this film. The film is all black and white, bar one little segment in the middle of it. And we had to analyse this in college. I always remember analysing it in college actually, and I gave it a watch. Was because it went from black and white, showing them fighting in black and white, and then all of a sudden there was these colour, it's like old film tapes in colour, and they were in colour because that was him with his family. That was when he was the happiest, when it was just his family. It was nothing to do with the boxing, but the boxing is a whole point of the film. It's all surrounded with the boxing, and it's just nuts. It's just that way where it's just pushed to work together, and it just is over the top. And this is the first appearance of Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci. We'll soon see him up later on, but this is their first appearance together. And again, Joe Pesci is part of the mob. He's also the brother of Ray Liotta, and it's of Robert De Niro's character. It is just insane. Number 4 is the film that, for the people who've watched my channel, and I've talked extensively about this film, I'll be surprised it's this low down list. This is number 3. This is 1990s Goodfellas. Yeah, this is my favourite film of all time. I love this film. It's my favourite film. Of my Kevin Smith films, I put Clerks as my favourite film at number 1. Now, I'm putting this one at number 3. You maybe ask me why. Well, if this was Martin Scorsese films with Ray Liotta, yeah, this would be number 1. Fair enough, it's only the film we've done together. But Robert De Niro's acting in it is superb. The scene where they come into the club after the big heist and he goes after not everybody for buying things, it's just a fantastic piece of acting. The same as the scene where he's nervous about Joe Pesci again being made. It's just fantastic. But the film focuses more on Ray Liotta's character and shows his acting more than they do Robert De Niro's. And that reason this is so low down my list. This is low down my list. It's number 3, so it's not low, but it's low down my list for that reason, because it's not fully focused on him. He's not the main. He's not there. He doesn't steal the show from what is that. For me, I say probably in this, if you want to see something steal the show away from Ray Liotta, I would probably go and say Joe Pesci steals the show. But yeah, it's completely, that's why it's so low down my list. So let's jump on to number 2. This is a surprising one. Now this one, at number 1, they've jumped in between. This film is number 2. It's jumped between 1 and 2 for me. Trying to come up with, that's the reason this took me so long to get these up. So I can't decide which way it should go. But I've decided to go for the 1976 film as number 2, Taxi Driver. Now this will surprise so many people. People love this film. Some people even put this film as their best film ever, let alone best Robert De Niro film and Martin Scorsese film. I'm putting it as number 2. Okay, so don't lynch me. Let me explain to you. Yes, film is fantastic. Yes, acting in it is fantastic. But it's not as good as my first film. And I'll jump into my first film right now to let you know. So that's 1985's, if you haven't guessed already, Casino. Now, the reason it's number 1 and Taxi Driver wasn't, I put Taxi Drivers 2 because Casino has that little bit extra to it. It has that little more over the, it's got that extra little bit of snazz to it. It's got that extra bit of Scorsese to it, really. Even though Scorsese doesn't appear in it as far as I remember. but his mother doesn't know that much. But it's just got that extra little bit to it that it feels more Scorsese. And fair enough, yeah, it was years later. It was 95, and that was 76. So it was almost 20 years in it. But it's still one of those. To me, if I had to go pick between watching Casino or watching Taxi Driver for the rest of my life, I'd probably go and pick Casino. I've watched Casino more times than I've watched Taxi Driver throughout my life. Obviously, the one I like to watch most of is Goodfellas, obviously. But with these, I just think Casino's just got that little bit of edge, that little bit more bit. The De Niro acting, that it's just got better and better as the years went on. That's why I put Casino as number 1. So yeah, that is my rank video for Robert De Niro and Martin Scorsese combined films together. Let me know down below, how would you rank these films? Comment, let me know, and I'll see you later. Bye.
You